and
Isabella.
And we are the
Font.
The Font. Together. 1, 2, 3. The
Font.
The Font.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, okay, next time.
Yeah.
Our channel is only 4 months old, so we really are YouTube babies. Now, you know how you end up kicking around with people your own age? Well, we kick around with Kit of Kit's World, and he's roughly our age too. Mostly we're a mutual admiration club, and we golf clap each other's channels. But at some point though, we realised that booktubing isn't always that easy. And it certainly isn't as smiley and easygoing as it looks from the viewer's side. Sometimes booktube can be a downright challenge. So, if you are a new YouTuber feeling a little vulnerable or despondent, or you're a viewer that wants a sticky beak behind the scenes, join Kit and me for our fun and frank chat about the challenges of booktube.
It was. Let's go.
First point. Does this resonate to you? For
Yes.
you?
Oh, you haven't started.
No, I'm working my. Let's try that again. Okay.
Let's go.
Number 1.
Yes.
Does this resonate with you? Subscriber numbers drop, don't rise, or rise like a nosebleed.
Yes. I've become obsessed with the numbers, and a lot of it is, I think, to do with being on the spectrum, although that is now going to be my general excuse for everything. But something about people on the spectrum, at least my section of the spectrum, tend to obsess over numbers. And because YouTube bombards creators with statistics and analytics and all that other stuff, I can't help but look at it and obsess over it. And every single subscriber counts when you've got as few as I've got. So if it goes from 202 to 203, I celebrate, and then it drops down to 201, and I panic and think, please don't go below 200 again, because I really count every one of them.
It's so. Why do you think that we feel so bad when the numbers go backwards? Because I didn't know that would happen. I thought
because I think they hate me. I take it as a personal affront. I get butthurt. I think these people really to physically choose to click a button to unsubscribe to someone. That's like an act of violence. It's like spitting in my face. I take it so personally, because if they don't like me, they could just not watch. But to unsubscribe is rude.
Click the bell. Click the bell so it's got the little cross. And,
Exactly.
You know, gently, and then you don't notice. The other thing, they go up so friggin' slowly sometimes. So slowly.
Yes. Did
you ever have it stuck somewhere?
Oh,
stuck?
for ages.
For me, 32.
Oh, actually, 32. For me, it was in the 30s for me as well. I think it was around 33, 34, something like that. I stayed on 14 forever. And
it's like a number and it just stays there.
Yeah, and then it dropped down to 13, and that was terrifying because I'm really superstitious, and I kept having this 13 staring at me, and I was actually asking people, please subscribe to me just so it can go up to 14. That's how bad it was. But then it went past 100, and I started to feel like I'm getting momentum now, and that's when it really started bothering me, when I would lose subscribers. It's because I didn't want to drop back down into double figures again once I went past 100, and the obsessiveness has built ever since then.
See, but you look too much in the the analytics page. I don't even bother with that. It would do my head in. Really.
I study the charts and the graphs endlessly.
I can't even understand them. So.
Well, I didn't to begin with. First of all, I was intimidated by the analytics because I didn't understand them, and it all seemed so complicated. And I thought, how can I be a proper booktuber if I don't understand the analytics? And then I went to the other side of that, where I did understand the analytics, and I was studying them too much and obsessing over them because I was reading each little peak and trough on the graph to see where people were interested and where they were bored, and trying to replicate the good results in the next video. And then, of course, it would be over the top, scripted, and too self-conscious because I was trying to hit those peaks, and it doesn't work. The only thing you can do if you want to make a good video is ignore the analytics and don't worry about the numbers.
So, because this is the next point that I've got, because right. So we put all our heart and just all of our heart and soul into creating an episode, and you get no interest.
I know,
And
the
then,
bastards, they don't watch it.
right? And then you go on YouTube and you see, okay, so the one that I saw, which I've mentioned, is the farm machinery that is being dredged out of mud. And I actually had a competition. I said 6 million views, and it was like 9 million views. What?
I find it so. Do you know what? I'm
I think
bitter
I
and
have to use your
twisted.
word, butthurt.
Yeah, butthurt. That's
Butthurt.
what it's like.
That's a
I
good term.
I get bitter and twisted about people making shit videos and getting all the views, and I bust my balls trying to make something that's really slick and glossy and professional, and either no one watches it or they don't like it.
Because I did see some of your very early film reviews, and you're right. There's just about 8 views on one or 20, and they're slick. They are.
Well, the early ones are crap. I mean, I'm ashamed of them. I keep them on there just because
Everybody.
everyone has to start somewhere. And when you make your first video, you think it's good, and you only realize how shit it is after you've done the next 100. But I've kept all my early stuff there for people to see because it shows the journey, it shows the progress
That's
of my
right. That's
channel.
right.
But as I started to find my way, I felt that I was making good films that were interesting and well thought out and as well produced as I could manage within my
Yeah.
limited
But
means.
they really are nice to watch. Really
And
good.
I just couldn't get anyone to show any interest at all or any appreciation. And it does, you feel demoralized and you start to wonder, is it worth putting in the amount of time and effort and energy that, because people
Yes,
don't
that
realize how much
dishonesty.
goes into it.
I don't think they do. I didn't know how much work went in actually. Yeah, just the whole. Anyway, but that's question 4.
Oh, right,
Can't
sorry.
go into question 4. We're on question 2. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's really hurtful if you really do try and like, oh, question 3.
You're good at this. You're keeping me in line. I love it.
I am. I'm like, watcha! Oh my gosh, we should have left half an hour just for this. The challenge of the screaming inner critic. Mine is a hungry child. Oh, I need more of your attention. You've done something wrong. You've offended people or something, or you could. Your inner critic.
Yes. My inner
On a
critic,
scale of 1 to 10, 1 being quiet and unassuming, and 10 being very, very loud and always in your head, where do you lie with your inner
11.
critic?
It goes up.
11.
That dial goes up to 11, and it's constant. I've got a constant voice of dissent and disapproval in my head. It's shoddy workmanship. It's unprofessional. People won't want to watch it. It's too boring. It's long-winded. I've got this thing where I can't shut up, and I'm just constant stream of adjectives. And I'm conscious of the fact that I'm on the spectrum as well, so I'm always trying to hide and mask my symptoms, and I've learned how to do that. For a certain amount of time I can seem like a normal person, relatively speaking. But in terms of my actual filmmaking, I can't just sit in front of a camera and talk and then upload it the way most booktubers do. I have to go through the editing process. I have to try and hone it into something
Yeah.
into something that actually feels like a professionally produced video. I don't think I'm very well suited to YouTubing, because the most
What?
successful people seem to be the ones that just throw lots and lots at the wall and some of it sticks.
Yeah, I think so, but I think that maybe with time it gets easier. And I think for me, just discussing the issues, just being really honest about them with other booktubers is so, ah, it's such a relief.
Mm.
It does feel a lot easier, and I think a lot of my inner noise has lessened just actually by chatting with you.
That's that's good, and I agree. I think the more we do this, the better we get at it to begin
Mm.
with. Practice does make you better at the job, but also you find out what works and what doesn't work, and through a process of osmosis over time, you just get better at it, and you make more professional videos with less without having to try quite so hard, because people can pick up on that. They can sense if you're trying too hard. It seems disingenuous to a certain
Yeah.
extent.
How do you manage your time? Because I have this as point number 4.
Mm.
How do you manage? Do YouTube, right? And then do the reading and the research and the stuff you got to do, and live a normal life and do stuff like get groceries and whatnot. Because I find that challenge, and I have to work as well. I go, what the hell?
The simple answer is I don't manage it. I fail constantly. I I I don't have enough time, and unlike you, I don't have a full-time job to hold down as well. So I honestly don't know how people have to go to work and still fit YouTube in. I don't know how they do it. Simon and Amy, I don't know how they manage to do it, and they
I
churning out
don't,
dozens of videos a week.
right?
I,
I don't know.
I think I've slowed down a bit. I did for a period try to do a video a day. I spent a week. I did Dinosaur Week, and
Yeah, yes,
I
I saw
did
Dinosaur Week.
I did one video a day for a week, and it nearly killed me because in those days I was scripting my videos, and I don't have
Yes.
an autocue or a teleprompter or anything, so I was having to
Uh-huh.
memorize the entire script
Oh my
for each video. So I was
God.
having to memorize 10 or 15 minutes of dialogue a day and film it and edit it and get it uploaded. And it was crazy. It was manic. And so I've decided that really, if I can do one video a week, I'll be happy, but I'll aim for two. But I'm not gonna
Yes, I think I'm just aim for the one.
Mm.
Think that's it. But I still, I kind of throw this out, to a lot of people. How do you manage with time? And everybody says the same thing. I'm not managing. It's a struggle.
Recently, I realized that I can find short books, which is a new discovery for me because I've always read massive epics, big fantasy ones, because I haven't had to
Yeah.
do all the other stuff. I've had time to just enjoy the reading. But now that I'm under pressure to read more in order to have more content for my channel,
Yeah.
I've realized that short books are the answer, and that's how I discovered the new book series of books that I'm on now.
Yeah.
I've forgotten her name. S.J. Paris.
hmm There's
And
there's a lot of really good small books anyway, so that's good.
there's another trick as well, another
Oh,
secret.
what's that?
I'm almost reluctant to share this because I don't
I
want to
won't
give I
tell.
don't want to give the game away. Samples, because I've got a Kindle and all my
Yeah.
reading is now on the Kindle. You can just download samples, and so you don't even need to read the whole book. You can just read
Well,
read the
what
sample
about
and
all the
review that.
review? Yeah, because like a lot of the reviewers, they haven't read the books. They'll be like either TBRs or to be reads, or they'll be samples that they've gotten, and they haven't read them yet. So that you could be like the sample guy, the sample guru.
The
Maybe I should be
sample
a sample
guru.
guru. Next big thing. You heard it here first.
Yes.
So I've done the 4 points. What else do you think that we should say? I mean, it'd be nice to say something positive just to finish up. Do you feel that it gets easier?
Yes. Oh, it definitely gets easier. You get a system as well, or at least I found that at least technically, I've now got a system. I know exactly how to position my camera. I know I've got a system in place for transferring all my footage for editing. I've got templates set up now in my editing software, so it's a little bit of a production line. Once I've actually done the filming, making that raw material into something watchable has become way easier. I've
Yeah.
things like, for example, when I do tags now, I've got pre-made templates for the questions. So all I need to do is copy and paste in the text for the prompts. But the graphic is already made now, and it's just
So once you get your
so,
head around the tech and the systems, that's a lot easier, and it's just one less stress.
exactly. A lot of the problem for me is keeping it fun, because I do get very in my head. I become very intense about the whole thing. You may have noticed.
You intense, you and that what is it, the analytics page? Oh my god, look at the spike. Oh my god, this is a sweet spot. What am I going to what forget the analytics page, forget its existence.
Well,
If you're in my brain, you go, no.
from now on, I'm going to use you as my analytics page, because
Yeah,
you
don't
give
worry,
much
man,
better
I've got your back.
feedback.
Yeah, I go, oh kitten, oh no, that's good, go with that, you know what I mean?
The
nappy, not so much.
The analytics give me all the things I'm doing wrong. You give me the inspiration for all the ways that
I think that's one of the things that keeps YouTubers sane, because I have Isabella, and initially I would have pulled the plug many times, and I said, Isabella, is this okay? She said, yeah. Just a simple positive comment from someone. So maybe some advice to people who are new at the game is to find support out there. And the other thing is that your subscribers will rise as you start to make contacts with other YouTube, subscribe to other YouTubes, comment on their, channels. There's some really,
absolutely.
really lovely booktubers there that are just dying to help.
It's such a welcoming community, and
It
I've
really
always felt
is.
that, even in the
Yes.
midst of all my anxiety and self-doubt and self-loathing and all of that stuff, I've still
Yeah.
always felt that the community, the booktube community, is supporting and supportive and welcoming and warm, and they embrace you, and they're just lovely people. Even people who are making videos about stuff that isn't my genre, or
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah,
that
that's right.
it,
That's right.
I
Yeah.
just love
You
the
support the
people.
people because you really like the people. That's
Yeah.
right.
And the other thing, while I remember, that I think is really important when you're obsessing over subscriber numbers is, and again, this is advice that I wish I could take myself, but I know it intellectually, but in my emotional self, I can't quite get a grip on
Mm-hmm.
it. It's, do you really want the subscribers that don't actually like you just so that you can keep the numbers up? Because
I agree.
surely it would be, let them unsubscribe. If they're going to unsubscribe, you don't. Do you really want them? They're worthless to you. You may as
Yeah.
well have a smaller number of subscribers, but all of them like you.
Yeah. I think once you get a certain number of people and the feedback starts coming back in the comments that, they liked what they saw, that's enough. It doesn't have to be a million. A few good people around you is what you want.
Oh, I
And
want a million.
yeah, I know. I was going to say I want a million too. I'm talking shit. Did you believe what I just said?
Thanks so much to Kit. He's such a lovely chap and a really, really good friend. I have left a link to his channel in the description box, and I promise that you will not regret subscribing to his channel. So we will see you next time. We love you. Moi, Isabella. Moi, Isabella, moi. Moi. 1, 2, 3.
Moi.
We'll work on it next time. See you next time. Bye.